din din da din din da dina di dina dina di dina din tak dina tuna katta dak dak dina din din da din din tak tuna katta tak dina.
Hey, welcome back to our stupid reactions. What's up, Corbin?
I'm Rick.
And he falls. Subscribe and more juicy content.
That's what
Thank
you
you
get
for
for doing
Patreon,
that
follow
to
us
me.
to the camera, bell, follow the skate spot. Bang!
I'm all wet.
Follow us on Follow us on our personal YouTube channels. Links right down there.
They're wet too.
What is?
Our channels,
No.
especially when you pole dance.
And I want to send my condolences out to India. As we know, because we follow you guys, Dhoni officially retired.
Got a lot of sad messages from folks.
Obviously, I think India is probably going to be in mourning for ever.
And yeah, it's just over and over again. They're like, 2020, man.
Yeah. But I had this is an ode to the Captain Cool, MS Dhoni, and it was subbed by our subbers.
Indian cricket commentator and journalist Harsha Bogle. I think it's Bogle, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that, and MS Dhoni's various former teammates take you through his role as a captain for the Indian cricket team. Dhoni put his favorite song as the background score for his retirement video. The lyrics go, quote, "I am a poet only for a moment or two. My story will last only for a moment or two. My existence will last only for a moment or two. My youth will last only for a moment or two. I am a poet only for a moment or two," unquote. That's beautiful. He was the voice of the voiceless. He taught a generation of small town kids to dream big. As captain, he humbly served his nation. He did the people of India proud. This is truly the end of an era.
So yeah, this was by our subbers. I don't think this is their video, but they subbed it for us. So
Thank you. As always.
here we go.
For me, Dhoni is, I don't need a sentence, 3 words will do, the coolest one.
I think he's made a lot of selfless choices along the way in his journey. That's who MS is for you.
For me, MS Dhoni is a very passionate cricketer. Knows his ability and always backs his ability with calmness personified. He became a leader, millions को इंस्पायर किया. उसके बाद लोग उसके जैसा बनना चाहने लगे.
उम्मीद करते हैं कि रिटायर ही ना हो कभी, पर एक दिन किसी सबको रिटायर तो होना ही है. कि जो उनका इम्पैक्ट रहा है ना पूरी टीम पे, पूरे गेंदबाज पे, भारतीय क्रिकेट पे, वो काबिले तारीफ है और उनकी भरपाई करना इतना आसान नहीं.
Incredible that someone who came from places like Ranchi, Kharagpur, and then strode across the world scene like a giant, never seemed to have any trouble adapting to a different level of cricket. That's what differentiates champions from others. I didn't hear of him really for a long time until a producer told me, "I've just seen this man bat. He's got long hair. He says he walks like a bull. He bats like he owns the place. Forget everybody. Remember MS Dhoni."
इंडियन टीम मौका इतनी मुश्किल से मिलता है तो हर प्लेयर चाहता है कि उस मौके को भुना ले और रन आउट हुए. तो उनके लिए एक बड़ा झटका था. पर धोनी ऐसे इंसान है कि वो ज़्यादा इमोशन दिखाते नहीं हैं. मैं तो अगर मैं थोड़ा एक्सप्रेशन दूँ फेस का तो ऐसे था. मैं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, ऐसा करके बोला था अपने आप को. और हम लोग एक्चुअली वर लाफिंग कि द्रविड़ भी साथ में थे, और जो कि द्रविड़ बहुत शांत स्वभाव के प्लेयर है. हम लोग बात कर रहे कि यार ये एक्चुअली रियल में हो रहा है. जिस तरह से बल्लेबाजी कर रहे हैं महेंद्र सिंह धोनी, हर कॉर्नर में शॉट लगाए, बड़े शॉट लगाए, छक्के चौके. वो उनका एक पहला जो इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे जो एक शुरुआती दौर का जो मैच था, वहाँ तक दर्शा दिया कि कितने बड़े प्लेयर हैं और कितना महान प्लेयर बनने के लिए भारत के लिए खेल रहा है.
anyone who knew MS at that point always knew the fact that he was a very astute cricketer, very astute person, someone who was very sharp at all points. You know, he was on the button. He knew what he wanted to do. He was very clear about, you know, what he was trying to achieve for himself as a cricketer who represented the country. And also, you know, when he was the captain of the team, you also felt that, you know, he wanted all of us to do well. And he built that kind of an atmosphere. Now, when I went to MS and said, you know, give me the ball, I want to bowl in the bowl out, he said, yeah, okay, do it. I know you'll do it. So I think the beauty of that World Cup was that everyone in that ground, no matter where we were on the field, when he made that decision to give Jogi the ball, we just trusted, you know. So every decision that was made, every call that was taken was trusted by each one of us on the field and just off the field, just outside the ropes as well. And I think that's what created that magic of 2007.
That World T20 in South Africa changed a lot of things. We know it led to the birth of T20 cricket as modern form as we know it. But the single biggest gain, beyond being the catalyst for the IPL, was the arrival of MS Dhoni. As someone who could lead from the front, who in the going what got tough was really calm, as the first we saw of him, and yet who in times of victory was not grandstanding, was not putting himself there in front. Coming in, becoming the lead player for Chennai Super Kings, it started a love story with Chennai Super Kings that has just grown and grown and grown and grown and magnificent. The first IPL in 2010, all those Champions League trophies, but more than anything else, the finishes. I asked Rahul Dravid once many years ago, I said, why Dhoni? Why not Dhoni at 3? He said, because nobody will finish like him at number 6. He's far more valuable at 6. We'll find a 3, but we won't find someone who finishes like him. And then the legend of Dhoni finishing grew. That came in Dharamshala, where, as I've often said, I saw this white ball going against the night sky like it was a meteor headed somewhere. That came in Sri Lanka, where 14-15 together the last over, refusing singles, wanting to finish it himself. The aura, the feeling of Dhoni, the finisher, just grew and grew and grew. And to be honest, even from the commentary box, if it was 90 of 7 overs as it once was in the IPL, you didn't think it was over. You said, how is he going to find a way out? Not will he find a way out?
Now,
2011 is something which was very important tournament when you're playing in front of your home crowd. World Cup is a big stage. And as far as bowling was concerned, you know, for a keeper to be constantly communicating with bowler at times it's hard job to do, and he had enough trust in me to take the initiative or take the lead with that regard. That really worked very well throughout my career, and MS as captain, you know, was always the case.
और महेंद्र सिंह धोनी की यही क्लास थी, यही खास बात थी कि वो टीम को अपने साथ लेके चलते थे। और आप 2011 की बात करें, मैं तो कहूँगा कि उसके बाद से लेके अब तक 2019 तक भी, कि अगर आप विराट कोहली की भी बात करें, कोच रवि शास्त्री की बात करें, तो उनके लिए भी एक पिलर है। युवराज सिंह की जगह महेंद्र सिंह धोनी गए, तो गए और उन्होंने क्या किया वो तो मुझे कहने की जरूरत नहीं। आंकड़े दर्शाते हैं कि केवल स्किल ही नहीं, उनका जो दिमाग है, उनकी जो विल थी, वो उन्हें कहाँ तक लेके गई है।
Backing his abilities, I think that's been the greatest asset which he had playing cricket. He has pushed the game to that stage where the bowlers are feeling the pressure and they're committing those errors which he can really capitalize on, and that is something which shows in MS Dhoni, the great finisher.
He's only been captain of India for 6 years. In those 6 years, MS Dhoni has got IPL titles, Champions League titles, but with India, he's got a World T20, he's got a World Cup win, and you could say that all that is because there were all these great players around him. Then he comes to England for the Champions Trophy and he says, I need an opening batsman. So who's my opening batsman? He says, Rohit Sharma, you're my opening batsman. It's changed Rohit Sharma's life. What a role he has had to play in the evolution of Chahal and Kuldeep. I've been very lucky to have had the stump mic turned on, and I've heard some very, very interesting instructions. It's almost as if someone's providing the voice and the bowlers are following. I think he's played a magnificent role in the development of people, and I think in the smooth transition of Dhoni to Kohli was one of his biggest moments.
I remember.
I think he's got an uncanny ability to just live in the moment and back a player when he asks him to do difficult things.
सिंगल लेवल में उन्होंने अपनी लाइफ जिंदगी बना दी और भारत को फिर छक्के चौकों से फिनिश किया गेम को.
His biggest legacy has been the fact that every time he's there at the crease, you have hope. It doesn't matter what the situation is. He has played that kind of innings pretty much throughout his career. I, as a cricketer, as a friend, am grateful to him for all that he's been to me and the leader that he's been to me.
अलग से काबिलियत थी, अलग सा टैलेंट था जो कि at the best highest level पे उन्होंने एक्सप्लोर किया. So thank you धोनी.
ग्रेट कैप्टन और ग्रेट टीम मैन और इंडियन क्रिकेट को जो इतना योगदान और आगे तक लेके गए उसके लिए मेरा ही नहीं सबका थैंक यू वेरी मच.
What endeared him to me even more was once he gave up the captaincy, there was no song and dance about it, there was no grandstanding, come look at me captain greatest, I am abdicating, look at me. No, just that's it for me. Thank you.
और मैं तो हमेशा से कहता रहा हूँ कि महेंद्र सिंह धोनी जब भी जाएंगे तब आपको उनकी ना रियल वैल्यू उनकी पता लगेगी.
Stupid baby's getting chills just hearing that chant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And getting emotional.
He seems like a special player. Obviously, we never had the pleasure. We've seen clips of him, obviously, but that's not the same.
Right.
We didn't grow up with him, but you can equate it to the greats of the people like we've known, like of our favorite teams. I'm sure you've had some good players in the Yankees at some point, right?
Yep.
One or two, maybe.
One or two.
But it's like when Peyton Manning retires.
Right.
Everybody in the world of football knows how big of a deal that is.
Yeah.
And that's American football if you don't know what that is. But he was one of the, debatably, the greatest to top three at worst.
Right.
Greatest quarterback of all time.
Famer, yeah.
Just retiring, and it's a big deal. There's players on personal teams. If you're Cowboys or I'm a Falcons fan, so when Julio Jones retires, it's just going to be a really sad day for me.
Yeah.
Because he's my favorite player.
Yeah,
ever.
and and comparatively, when you have a team you root for, when we lived in Texas, I loved the San Antonio Spurs, and so when David Robinson and Tim Duncan, both of them, when they both retired, that was
Kobe
very
retires
emotional.
from the Lakers.
Yeah, and Shaq, when Shaq retired, but they had a resonance that was bigger than their sport as well. So, for example, being a Spurs fan, you hated the Lakers, but man. Anybody who said to me that Kobe was the best in basketball, I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Kobe's the best.
Yep.
And when Shaq retired, as much as I couldn't stand how much they dominated the Spurs year after year, you couldn't deny the fact that there was no one, everybody in the NBA, no one more dominating. So the whole world of cricket knows this is one of the greatest ever.
Have the feeling, and that's what a lot of them echoed, that how selfless of a player he is.
Like
that's
a great
what always
man.
makes the great ones great.
Yeah.
Is that they are the greatest, but they don't feel the need to gloat about it.
That's what happened with both, with Robinson and Duncan on the Spurs, and I can name a number of Yankees that but Jeter,
all selfish bastards.
Derek Jeter, from the day he stepped into Major League Baseball until the day he left, was a gentleman and an upstanding guy, as was
still going to hell for playing for the Yankees.
Wow. Those of you who don't know, this is what they call the Red Sox inferiority complex.
Oh my God! Shut up. Anyways, that was beautiful.
Really lovely.
I'm sad that we never got to actually see. I mean, we got to see Sachin play.
Yes, and hear the Sachin.
That was the coolest part of it.
That was the
what
coolest
we
part.
got to see from Sachin, but yeah, you can tell what style he played, and I'm sure a bunch of stupid babies. And I know just from how much we've heard about it in the comments on Twitter, on Instagram, just how big of an impact. And it was an expected retirement too.
It was, but it'll still be for the majority of Indians. I think, like most, when a legend leaves a team, that first season they come back out, you feel the absence really hard. Mm-hmm. It's like an end of an era. It's like a part of your life has ended, mm-hmm. and when you watch again, you think, is it ever going to be the same? It won't be. But that's the beauty of a moment like this, and he was right. I think probably the case with all athletes, and especially for the impact, because we're comparing right now the sports that we grew up with, and as much as they're a part of the American fabric, because they really are a part of the fabric, we know what cricket is to India. We don't have any comparable sport comparison. What the athletes on the Indian cricket team mean to you guys.
Yeah.
So we compare what we know, but it's not a fair comparison because we know that these guys.
But I know you'll still yell at us for it.
I know. Yeah, I'm sure. How dare you compare them to such and such?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But thinking of all of you guys, obviously, because we know it's not an easy time when you're the greatest of all time, your favorite player retires. It's never fun. But I'm hoping Dhoni, I don't know what his plans are, because a lot of time when greats retire, they go into commentary, they go into stuff like that. So I don't know what his plan is. But I'm sure he has a wonderful life ahead with his family and that's all you can wish.
Yep. There you go. So,
and I hope y'all can get cricket soon.
Yeah.
I know a lot of y'all are missing cricket right now.
Yeah.
Da din din da din din da da din din da din din da dina di dina dina di dina din tuk dina tu na katta dak tuk dina din din da din din da tuk dina katin da tuk dina